North Korea is hell on earth. We all know life for the average North Korean is horrible, but what people don't realize is how bad life for North Korean prisoners actually is. Welcome back, Charlie here. Prepare yourself because you're about to see North Korea's worst punishments, some of which are straight out of a horror movie. First, we have to look at Kwaleso. Kwaleso is one of North Korea's best kept secrets. You've likely heard about how bad North Korean prisons are, but you've likely never heard of Kwaleso. It's a secret political prison, used to silence anyone who tries to go against Kim Jong-un. According to reports, the prison has over 120,000 inmates. Kwaleso is not made for normal prisoners. Even if you do serious crimes, you won't be sent here. Instead, Kwaleso is reserved for political prisoners. It's believed over 100,000 inmates have passed away inside this prison, either from being executed, tortured, or passing away from old age. The crazy thing is, North Korea deny Kwaleso even exists, despite all the evidence from international groups and past inmates. In 2017, an American student named Otto Warmbier was arrested while visiting North Korea. North Korean authorities thought he was a spy, and he was put in prison in Kwaleso. After some time, he was released and taken back to the USA, but passed away just 6 days after his release. It's believed he was severely harmed while in Kwaleso. The existence of Kwaleso is an open secret in North Korea. That way, everyone knows to stay in line and never go against Kim Jong-un. An even more terrifying punishment in North Korea is public execution. Public executions are held in North Korea to make everyone scared. Various public executions happen every year, and they can be for various crimes, including going against the government, disrespecting Kim Jong-un, or even a small crime like theft. Innocent people and even children have to witness these executions, which are normally done by either a firing squad or hanging. These public executions are actually a warning to the people of North Korea. It shows what will happen to them if they ever try and go against the government. The prisoners' friends and family must always attend these executions, creating an atmosphere of fear throughout the entire country. Prisoners must also wear signs describing their crimes. Even if they didn't do the crime, they're often forced to confess. North Korea's justice system is like something from hundreds of years ago. But like many things, while the rest of the world has moved on, North Korea has remained backwards. An arguably worse punishment in North Korea is being eaten by dogs. We already know North Korean citizens can be executed at Kim's whim. But did you know he does the same thing to his own officials? In April of 2019, 4 officials from North Korea's foreign ministry were executed. This was after talks between Kim and Trump did not end in a deal. The 4 officials were accused of selling information to the USA. They denied this, but were executed. And afterwards, it said their bodies were eaten by dogs. And if you think Kim would stop at executing family, then think again. Kim Jong-un's uncle, Jang Sun-thak, was also executed. Following a show trial, he was executed by firing squad in 2013. He was said to be corrupt, once even wasting $3 million at a casino. After Kim's uncle met his end, his body was fed to starving dogs. What many people don't realize is, in North Korea, even if you don't break any laws, you're still not safe. That's because of North Korea's 3 generations of punishment rule. This means when someone is convicted of a crime and sent to prison, their immediate family is punished too. And anyone born inside the prison camps is not allowed to leave. The evil 3 generations of punishment rule was introduced by Kim Jong-il in 1972. Its aim was to wipe out the entire family of anyone who went against him. Just imagine being born inside a prison camp where you have 0 freedom. Prisoners inside these camps even have to eat rats and snakes to survive. But one of North Korea's most insane punishments has to be execution by anti-aircraft gun. Anti-aircraft guns are massive weapons designed for downing planes, but in North Korea they're used for high-profile executions. In 2016, Hwang Min, the agriculture minister, and Ri Yong-jin, the education minister, were both executed by an anti-aircraft gun. In 2015, the same thing happened to a North Korean general named Hyung Yong-chol. He was seen falling asleep during one of Kim Jong-un's speeches, and as punishment was executed by anti-aircraft gun. These wild punishments are done on purpose, to make even the most powerful people in North Korea fear Kim Jong-un, and to make sure they never attempt a coup or takeover. But how does North Korea punish people who aren't in the country? When that happens, they resort to assassination, which is what happened to Kim Jong-un's own brother, Kim Jong-nam. In 2017, Kim Jong-nam was at an airport in Malaysia. That's when he was exposed to a nerve agent named VX. VX is classified as a weapon of mass destruction, and is incredibly hard to get. Shortly after being exposed to this by two women, Kim Jong-un's brother collapsed, and passed away minutes later. VX is the most potent weapon ever made. Only a government or military would ever be able to obtain VX. It's believed North Korea has 2,500 to 5,000 tons of VX, and Kim Jong-nam's assassination is the first documented use of VX. A much more common yet just as awful punishment in North Korea is forced labor camps. These forced labor camps are prisons. The prisoners have to do back-breaking work, such as logging, farming, and mining. They must do this for up to 20 hours a day, with little to no food or rest. These prisons are full of diseases, as well as malnutrition and abuse from guards. Hundreds of thousands of people are kept in these camps, working for Kim for free. If inmates step out of line, they're executed in front of other inmates, causing everyone to be filled with fear at all times. North Korea has been condemned and sanctioned for these camps, but according to satellite images, these camps are expanding every year, suggesting North Korea is not going forwards, but backwards. A terrifying punishment that happens in these prisons is human experiments. North Korea does chemical and biological experiments on human prisoners. They test nerve agents and gases, as well as chemicals and poisons. Various survivors of these experiments have spoken out. Some prisoners have been exposed to radiation, while others have been injected with deadly pathogens and diseases. It seems North Korea wants their prison system to be as evil as possible. In doing this, North Korea also breaks various international laws. Another punishment used in North Korean prisons is starvation. Prisoners are rarely ever given food behind bars. This causes malnutrition, and sometimes even ends prisoners' lives. Lack of food also makes prisoners physically and mentally weak, meaning that they'll do anything the guards say. Food becomes a tool of power in North Korean prisons. If you don't do what a guard says, they can take away your food, meaning that the guards decide who survives in North Korean prisons. Some would say one of North Korea's most evil punishments is punishment for smiling. It might sound crazy, but if you smile on the wrong day in North Korea, you could be sent to prison. That day is July 8th. The reason why is because the country's founder, Kim Il-sung, passed away on that day. Ever since, North Korea has had a day of mourning on July 8th. If you're seen smiling on this day, you can be arrested and sent to prison. You're not allowed to talk loudly, and you must worship at a statue of Kim Il-sung. Any form of celebration is illegal on this day, so you'd better hope you don't have your birthday on July 8th in North Korea. But now it's time for you to make your voice heard. Comment below which of these punishments was the worst. I've been Charlie, thanks for watching. If you want to see my short videos, then check out my second channel. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, then what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.